So now we're at episode 3 of Match Me Abroad, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So Veronica meets up with her matchmaker, and she gives her a list of the type of guy she wants.
Victoria sounds a little immature with her likes and dislikes.
And instead of this being a matchmaking session, this matchmaker decides to make it a therapy session. God, if you're so bad at matchmaking with people, I don't want to imagine what you're like giving therapy advice to people.
She doesn't seem to be making her life choices very consciously.
Veronica says that she wants somebody who has been arrested, who likes to do drugs and rob places. You don't need to go to Ireland for that. Just go to downtown Houston.
We are basically looking for a young version of your father.
The therapist... the matchmaker asks how committed was Veronica's dad in their relationship, and she says that her dad wasn't committed at all, and he was hardly ever around. And I keep wanting to call her a therapist, and the matchmaker says, well, why do you want a guy like that? And I'm thinking, god damn, maybe she is a better therapist than she is a matchmaker. But then she'd have to get an education. Now, I'm not saying that she's dumb, but...
Unless Victoria meets a bad guy, she will not be able to appreciate a good guy.
You don't understand how toxic traits work. So Veronica's getting ready for a date with the bad guy. We see her do her hair, blah, 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 play with her fake titties. They are going to an oyster farm, and Veronica says she has no idea where oysters come from. The fucking sea? The matchmaker talks about her date, and his name is Dave, and she says he's
very unpredictable.
Dave shows up and honks his horn, and it sounds like this. Well, I guess you could say I didn't predict for his horn to sound like that. Okay.
Instantly, I cringe inside. It's like instant.
Yeah, so unpredictable. Dave says that he's crazy, which leads me to believe that he's not crazy and he's just gonna try really hard to be perceived as crazy, because no crazy person actually thinks they're crazy. They think they're normal and everyone else is the crazy person. So they're blasting these oysters with water to clean them up, and then Dave has this amazing idea.
Whoa!
He does that. Oh, so crazy, so unpredictable. You have a high-powered hose and you just spray your face with it. Okay, so crazy, so unpredictable. Oh my god, better watch out. Dave's coming. You don't know what he'll do. He's about to spray his face with a high-pressured hose. Oh my god. You're trying too hard, man. You're not crazy, you're boring.
We'll see how this could go.
So now they're inside and they're eating the oysters. Earlier, he said oysters are like an aphrodisiac. And he's like, what's that? She's like, oh, something that, gets your blood pumping down there. And he's like poppers? I don't know what the hell a popper is. Or are those boner pills? They might actually be boner pills. Okay. And she says, no, not like poppers, but I guess it is like poppers. Unless if he's talking about jalapeno poppers, which are just delicious, but those don't give me a boner. Anyway, I completely missed my point. Dave says that he's getting horny to her because she called oysters an aphrodisiac. And then in his single head interview, he says,
I wouldn't mind sleeping with her.
What a great catch you got there. So while they're eating with their food, Dave does something extremely dumb. They have this hot sauce on the table, and they're using the hot sauce on their food, and Dave is just like, hey,
let's put some in my eye.
Let's put some in my eye.
Because I'm so unpredictable, I bet you didn't see that coming, and he does it, and this is his reaction. Instant regret. He starts jumping around all crazy. Good job, Dave. Good job. You were unpredictable. I can truly say that I didn't think that you'd come with a stupid ass horn, you'd blast your face with water, and then you'd put some goddamn Tabasco in your eyeball. Now we're on to Harold, a cult classic of the reality star community. I think I said that right.
For my first date, Dolly set me up with a woman named Zway.
And he can't pronounce her name, but she calls herself Cheesy. And he's like, oh, well, that's going to be a problem because I'm the only cheesy person in this relationship. Ha 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 ha. Hardy har har, Harold.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Cheesy.
Hello, Cheesy.
He meets up with his date and they're going inside this building to draw with cats. Now that might sound weird, but that is literally what they're doing. They're sitting down and their faces are covered with a big ass canvas and they're both drawing and there's cats everywhere around them. Now this would piss me off because, you know, I love animals, but I'm allergic to cats. And that makes me sort of not like cats. It's the only animal that I don't really get along with, even though they always come up to me whenever I go to a house and I'm like, hey, I'm allergic to cats. They're like, don't worry, my cats never bother anybody. And then they just rub their fucking bodies all over me. And then the person's like, oh, I've never seen the cat act like that before. And I know, this cat's trying to fucking kill me. So she asks if he's into drawing, and he says,
I've painted quite a bit. I have a fine arts degree.
so what you're saying is that you have an expensive piece of toilet paper. Everybody out there with a fine arts degree is about to be really angry in the comments, being like, hey, I have a fine arts degree. How dare you say it's an expensive piece of toilet paper? Sure, I can't do anything with it. And sometimes when I run out of toilet paper, I look at it and I think, maybe I should use that for my ass instead. But how dare you?
Is Harold your type?
Maybe not at first sight.
Is Harold your type? Maybe not at first sight. You already know that Harold wears diapers and they're kinda tight. I don't know what the fuck that was. So she wants Harold to feed the cats, but he refuses to because he's like, well, my friend got bit on his finger by a cat once and his whole arm became black. And because he refused to pet the cat, his date is immediately turned off by him, saying, you know, I want a guy who likes cats because I want to own a cat, and we could just have our cat in the middle of the room and we can hand feed him all goddamn day. And if Harold's afraid of a little cat bite, then I don't want him in my life. So Harold already automatically at the beginning of this date, he fudged up.
The date is rough.
Even Harold knows this date is going badly, but he says it'll probably all change afterwards when they get a drink. So your plan is to get her drunk to actually like you. You know, not a bad plan, but I prefer my girls sober. 2% milk, please! Harold, don't order the milk! If you're going to a bar, goddammit, just get a regular drink. I said 2% milk. So they sit down to have their drink.
Hi guys, welcome to Sega House.
Sega House? You should have went next door to Nintendo House or across the street to Xbox House. But that house is subscription based. Harold orders a mocktail and his date asks why he didn't order hard alcohol. And he says it's because when he starts drinking, he just wants more and then it gets really expensive. Now, as a guy with an addictive personality, I can understand Harold. It's like you're not even addicted to alcohol, but the moment that you have one drink, you just want to keep going until you're just completely sloshed and then your bill is so goddamn high. But anyway, his plan is he's getting a mocktail and she's drinking the hard alcohol. Should have gotten her a tequila. That's your problem. All these women, they don't like you because you're not getting them tequila. You know, tequila makes their clothes come off or some shit like that. I don't know. That sounds really grapey. Who here wants to see Harold tipsy? I know I sure do. I want to see how he acts on a date when he's all sloshed and shit. Cheesy says she wants a man to be super direct, so Harold just says,
Hey, I'd like to hold your hand.
Cheesy says Harold's hands are sweaty and clammy, and they're super gross, so she didn't want to hold them that long, and she's just not interested in him at all. So they split ways, and poor old Harold knows that she is not interested in him in the least. And that's it for Harold. Let's go on to our next single. Monica. The less I say about Monica, the better. I don't know why I don't like Monica. I just don't. But maybe I should just give her a chance and maybe she'll grow on me because I might have been too harsh at the beginning. So let's give her a chance.
Do you know Bernardo?
So she's going to go and meet up Bruno's evil twin, Brunardo. That still cracks me up.
Oh, hello, Monica.
Are you Bernardo?
Hey, that guy doesn't look like an evil twin. If anything, he looks normal. So they go and they meet up and they're gonna play foot volleyball. It's like volleyball, but you don't use your hands, you only use your feet. Monica says Brunardo's attractive, and Brunardo brought two of his friends, and she gives one a kiss on the cheek, but the other one she doesn't. I wonder what's wrong with his cheek. So they all take their shirt off to play this foot volleyball, and Monica screams out,
I love Brazil.
They're interviewing evil Bruno, and he says,
I would like to kiss her for sure.
there goes your evilness. Ha ha ha. I'd like to capture her and kiss her, and I'd just cover her with kisses all night long, and there's nothing she can do about it. Except for run. But that just makes it fun. Monica's out here looking like a sweaty bitch, and Brunardo's out here not sweating at all. Look at that. She's moist, and you could rub a paper towel on him and get absolutely nothing. And I don't mean she's moist as in, you know what I mean. They start talking about finances and family. Brunardo says that he wants a kid. Monica doesn't want any more children. But then they start talking about pets. I'm surprised that Monica hasn't talked about how she likes to do voices for her pets. I'm more shocked she's not voicing her date. Hey, I'm Brunardo. Don't forget to bring a towel. So she likes Brunardo, but she also says,
I don't want kids.
and she's afraid how he's gonna feel about that. It's fine. I don't want kids. So after this date, they go to the bar, and Monica's not ordering mocktails. She's ordering something stiff and strong. Not a penis, but whatever the hell this is. Is that a mojito? Is that what it's called? Or is that just a margarita with some plants thrown on the bottom? At this moment, I'm trying to figure out if she's drinking his drink, because I see she has a drink in front of her. It's empty, but she's reaching over to grab this other drink. So does she just have two drinks on the bar? Did she double fist it? Or is she taking a little sippies out of his drink? I need to know this, and I've said drink way too much. It's so goddamn redundant.
I'm Catholic.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
They talk about God stuff, and Monica starts crying. She's doing it again. She's doing that thing which is making me not like her. She says she cries over everything. She cries if she's too happy. She cries if she's too sad. She cries if she's hungry. That's actually kind of an emotion I can understand. Feed, Miss Seymour.
Monica is the person who I'm looking for.
That's good. But she doesn't want kids, so she decides to rip that band-aid off immediately. And she tells evil Bruno.
I don't want any more children.
And evil Bruno says, too bad, you're having them. Now we're on to our next single, and that's Amber. The quirky, fun, lovable Amber. So the matchmaker brings Amber to this ancient library, but all the books are like cut off or something. Like you can't access the books. So what is the point of this library? Because I'd rather grab one of these books and read them than ever talk to this shitty matchmaker. But you can't do that because all the books are fucking closed off to the public. What is the point of this library? Can you even read any of those books? God damn it, now I'm too invested in these goddamn books. Amber, screw this lady and just start reading these books. Dave would have done it. Dave is unpredictable. He's crazy. He's not that crazy, but he would jump over one of those ropes and just start reading every book. Nah, I don't think Dave can even read, so he wouldn't even be here. So Amber tells her matchmaker that she's a little upset because her date still lives with her parents. And the matchmaker says the thing that I said in the last video, and that's that it's a cultural thing. And that these people, they care about family and they live with their family, and that's it. It's a cultural thing. I said it would be, but you just think everybody's like an American, don't you, Amber? She doesn't. I don't know. I'm just messing around. Then Amber says he's probably
Broke.
God dang. Don't shame this guy throwing that word around all nilly-dilly. I ain't got no money. How dare you?
I want a man that is financially stable.
As a broke guy, I resent that statement. And I represent it at the same time. Anyway, she's still interested in Kevin because her matchmaker is like, oh, don't worry about that. He makes money. And don't think because they live with their parents, it means they're broke. He definitely makes money. But I'm still going to set you up on other dates. And in my opinion, that's just a recipe for disaster. How would you feel if the person that you're debating on spending your life with is going out with 5 other guys? Burgers and fries. I know that you're interested in me and that we want to build a life together, but I'm literally going on a new date every single day. That would make you feel defeated, like you're not worth her time. I don't know. I mean, I understand the point of going out on all these different dates, but it just feels like you're going to ruin a chance with somebody you actually like if you do that. What do y'all think? Comment down below. Anyway, we have reached the end of this episode, and at the end I'd like to say what I've learned. Since this is the learning channel, we gotta talk about what we learned in this episode. I learned that Harold hates cats. Now Amber, I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke Irish man either. Monica, oh fuck did we learn about Monica? She drinks, and Veronica is not interested in crazy guys, even though they are not crazy, but they say they're crazy. Yeah, I didn't learn shit. Did y'all learn anything? Alright, well, whatever. Anyway, guys, this is Dee-man Johnson III, and don't forget that I'm proud of you and you're doing a great job no matter what, so always keep it up. Unless if you're Dave, in which case you should put hot sauce in the other eyeball, because you suck and you should go blind. That's mean, I shouldn't say that. Nah, f it. Go ahead, go blind. Alright guys, that's it for today. Let me know what y'all thought about the episode down in the comments. And don't forget to give us a like-a-roni and all that jazz and shit and stuff. Do all the things in the great words of Rust reality recaps. Yeah, do all the things.